So for my research topic, I chose how does technology impact young children's social emotional development? And I had chosen this specific topic because as a private caregiver, aka nanny, I do have to deal with children who are addicted to their iPads, and it's interesting to see how they regulate their emotions and just how much technology plays a huge factor in that. So that's the reason why I had chosen this topic. I wanted to start off with my first research article, and one of the quotations says, "It changes our experiences as well, since digital media brings closer the distant things and moves away the things that are close to us." The way I had interpreted that quote was that before we had no way of contacting people or seeing things from like around the world across it. And now that we are able to have this tiny device in the palm of our hands and we're able to contact everything around the world, suddenly we are not in the moment. We are distant. It's not the same as it was back then from my understanding. The author continues to say that like it alters our perception of time. Like we are not fully understanding exactly the means of time, and I think that has a big factor to do with how children perceive time and how it regulates their emotions as well. A flaw that I found in this research was that it did not have a lot of quantitative numerical factors in it. It was mostly statements, and yes, there was lots of interviews, but I think that numbers is a big factor on proving points, as well as there was no global standpoint. It was more of like an American, United States standpoint, and I think like in order to see those factors, it needs to be like from a global perspective. So that was something that I had found with that article. In my second article, which is Introducing the Issue by Jeanne Brooks, she had stated, "Children who have a heavy media diet of violence are more likely to perceive the world as dangerous and to see aggression as more acceptable than those who view media violence less often." So basically, she's stating that children begin to have a lack of empathy due to the, constant violent games, constant types of factors that they just see on social media. And I think that is a really big factor because children think that it's completely normal. One flaw that I did find in this is that it doesn't take a very like economical status. It takes a more generalized approach. Again, it does not fully encapsulate how others who have technology resources who don't have technology resources, and not to the extent of others who might be affected. So that was a flaw that I also found in that one. In my third resource, Family Life Around Screens, states, "By spending time together with their computer, it becomes a reassuring extension of their motivations, personality, and inner psychological life, like a good buddy, a sibling, or even a twin." This statement here really opened my eyes into seeing that like our phones and like technology is seen like an extension of us. It is no longer just a device or like an object. It's like our whole lives, including like what we post on social media and what children see and the games that they play. It suddenly has become a part of them. Not only that, but like an addiction as well. And if we notice, like children, if they don't get what they want, tablet wise, they throw fits, and that's something that I've seen, and like I can definitely see how it has become an extension of themselves. This one also lacked a more quantitative approach when discussing emotional development, and I think that's like really important to just state those factors and how it would affect those like numbers of children. And so one way that I can see how a parent would benefit from my research topic is like after stating the facts, after reading this research, I would hope that they would put some type of restrictions, some discussions that would improve their parenting, and I think that would also melt into the educational setting. So I think like if teachers and parents were to just kind of read this research and understand it and see how their children could be psychologically affected, the more willing they'd be able to assist that and just kind of be more monitoring of what their children watch to not affect their emotional development so heavily. And so my two questions after this research topic has left me questioning: how will technology further impact children's social emotional skills for the better or for the worse of the point of no return. And I think that's something that we will have to figure out and wait. So that was my original question. And leading to with that is, how will the pandemic also impact the future of technology? Like, because children have become so familiar with Zoom and their classes, basically our entire lives are now more than ever intertwined with the technological means. And so my question is, again, how will technology impact their future and moving forward for generations to come? I think that's something that would be important to do research on and to see how this all plays out in the future. So that was my research topic.